Okay, we're up in the Three Brothers area, or the Heather Trail in Manning Park. It's been decades since we've been here. It could have been 35 years or more since we've been here. Time sure flies. This tells you how time just flies. Yeah. That before you know it, you blink a few times, you're an old man.
Here's a wise saying I heard, especially when you get up there in the years. It's later than you think, and you're older than you think.
Yeah, like sometimes I think of myself like I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, in my mind, I keep on thinking
I'm in my 40s or something. And then I have to remind myself, no, I'm an old guy, I'm in my 60s.
Yeah, and I think of myself like a
40-something year old. Yeah, I keep thinking I'm in my 40s, and I said, hold on, I'm actually in my 60s. Yes. It's later than you think, and you're older than you think. When you get older, your mind plays tricks on you like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because we're fit and stuff.
Yeah, we're pretty fit and in very good health and fit. Anyway, I always think of myself as way younger than I actually am. And I have to remind myself, hey, hold on, I'm pretty old.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool up here.
Yeah, this is
really cool.
Really nice ambience up here.
I'm going to do maybe a 360. Yeah. It's cool up here. Came from that direction. The weather doesn't look too good back there. Hopefully that's not coming our way. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it up here.
Yeah.
Very nice. Got to come here more often. Middle of October, they have a $99 a night rate, which I'm going to take advantage of.
At Manning Park Lodge, October 11th, they drop it to $99 a night, which is a really good deal. Because you're situated right in Manning Park with all these trails and everything. So we're going to take advantage of that come on the middle of October. And I turn the camera off and onwards we go. Cool.
Yeah, and the distance must be the edge of Manning Park, because you do see logging activity, and you do see some clear cuts, so that must be the boundary of Manning Park.
Yeah.
And we probably were on some of those logging roads.
Yeah, back there.
Right now.
Yeah. This is a cool viewpoint. It's almost like starting to snow out.
Yeah, this is pretty close to freezing. A little bit of snow.
Yeah.
There's snow on the ground. Actually, if you shoot over to your left on the ground, you'll see little remnants of snow.
Yeah, right there. A little bit of snow on the ground. Anyway, nice viewpoint. Continue on, I guess. Now you can see the rainbow. Camera's having problems focusing a bit. There is a rainbow there. We're heading back now. Cool. Bird landed on my brother's shoulder and head. Had two birds on his head. Interesting. Two magpies. Right on his head.
It's a worm that claw my eyes.
Okay, it's not going to claw your eyes. And one now on his hand, and the other one on his hand.
Gee, it just pecked my hand.
No, the other one.
What's it? Bite?
Maybe it wants the salt from your sweat. Okay, that was cool. Okay, we were on the Heather Trail,
Which is this trail right here.
That's the parking lot we're in right here, where the arrow's pointing. And we went up this Heather Trail, beyond this Bonnevere Trail, close to probably Big Buck Mountain. We went 8.1 kilometers on the trail, down the Heather Trail.
It started to snow out and get very cold.
It started getting snow out and getting cold, so we turned around.
Yeah, we were close to 7,000 feet.
Jeeps parked up there in the parking lot. Oh yeah, I should correct, those were not magpies. I don't know what I was thinking. It's Whiskey Jack or Gray Jay is what they were. And yeah, Gray Jay or Whiskey Jack is a common name for those birds that were landing all over my brother. They actually landed on my head as well. And
this was a nice hike.
Yeah, it was a really nice hike. The Heather Trail.
A little bit cold.
And we were beyond that buckhorn camp was like the bottom. Then we started climbing. And yeah, the parking lot we're in is right here.
Yeah, as soon as the clouds began to descend and started to snow out, we turned around 8.1 kilometers.
Yeah.
So total of 16.2.
Okay, so that's the trail we were on, and the birds are called Gray Jays or Whiskey Jacks. Okay, there is Derrick Falls in Manning Park. We're on the Three Falls Trail. I believe that's Second Falls. There's a nice avalanche chute. We're pretty close to cloud level. This trail ahead of me. Derrick Falls. My brother behind me. It's probably as far as we're gonna go. This is the end of our vacation. Basically spent all of June, July, August, and September on vacation. Backpacking, hiking, being in the outdoors. It's been an epic adventure. And lots of memories, lots of videos. There'll be lots of YouTube videos to follow. And after this hike, we'll be heading home to North Alta. Anyway, all good things must come to an end. And this vacation has now basically almost come to an end. Unless something happens on the drive home, you never know. Okay, enough of this. Whoops. Look at all that moss growing on the trees. Cool. We just came from there. And supposedly there's a waterfall here, but then it's obscured in the trees. It's hard to make out, shadow fall. heading back this way. And I thought all this moss looked kind of cool, growing on the trees. Anyway. We are on the Moose Creek Trail. We located it, and we're beside an avalanche chute, and we've come across grizzly diggings. Oh, actually quite a bit of grizzly diggings all along here. I don't know how well you can make that out.
And this is off the Beaverfoot.
Yeah, well, it's hard to make out on video, but it's obvious grizzly diggings.
And we haven't been here for years. And this trail is kind of in disuse because the Beaverfoot Lodge is shut down. I think because the owners were caught poaching.
Yeah, so they shut them down.
And so this trail is hard to locate.
It is not in heavy use.
It's not in heavy use, but we found it. And as you can see, we come across the first avalanche chute on this trail. And along this trail, you can see the diggings of grizzlies.
Yeah, cool. Really cool. And to locate this trail, you go down the Moose Creek Forest Service Road, close to the end of it, and there's
not quite like near the end of it, but the developed part of the Moose Forest Service Road till it forks. And the lower fork crosses a bridge. But you take the left fork, and then the left fork is called branch 37. It's not the mileage 37, it might be mileage 37, but it's called branch 37 on the sign.
Yeah.
Then you follow that a short distance where it does a sharp turn.
Uphill, and then before the uphill part, there's like an ATV trail that looks like an ATV trail off to the right.
Yes.
And then that turns into a trail.
But it's not well distinguished. There's a lot of trees are coming up. I guess nature is reclaiming the trail. So it's not like an obvious trail.
We're going to flag it out, but the flagging tape might not survive because there are people
that do not like flagging tape.
And they'll come along and they'll tear the flagging tape down.
Yes.
So we'll flag it out, but it might not survive. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. Enough said, I guess. Along the Moose Creek Trail, I don't know, around like the 3 kilometer mark maybe. And we're beside another avalanche chute. And again, there's grizzly evidence. Rocks are overturned and there's diggings. So this is an area of the Beaverfoot
it contains grizzlies.
That has grizzly habitat.
But maybe on this range over that range, if you see where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
Is the Wolverine Trail, another access to go to Wolverine Pass on the Rockwall Trail, which is much easier to get to the Rockwall Trail than climbing up the Flow Lake Trail.
Yeah, down the highway of Kootenay Park.
Going up the Flow Lake Trail is a pretty steep trail. Very few people know about this trail, but there is a trail off the Beaverfoot that heads to Wolverine Pass and connects up to the Rockwall Trail.
It's off the Wolverine Forest Service Road and it's called the Wolverine Pass Trail.
Yes, I think we filmed it a few days back.
Okay.
The sign of it. The problem with it, there's like over a kilometer of fall down.
Blow down?
Or blow down. And so if I was ever living in Golden, I would make that one of my projects to clear the trail.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of hopping over like a kilometer of blowdown.
Yeah, so that's the one difficult part of the trail.
If that was taken care of, that would be an easy access to the Rockwall Trail in Kootenay.
Yeah, much less steep.
Okay. Anyway, about 3 kilometers down the Moose Creek Trail. Lots of evidence of grizzly bears. Cool. The Moose Creek Trail on a very smoky, hazy day in the Golden area. You can see how faint the trail is. You can barely make it out. You can't even make it out on video. And you can barely make it out with your naked eye. It is a very, very faint, indistinct trail. And we're only going to make it to a little past the 4 kilometer mark. Every step is precarious. There's evidence of a lot of grizzlies in the area, because you see these huge rocks that have been overturned, and you see a lot of diggings, which grizzlies do, around the avalanche chutes. Yeah. And this would be a good trail and a good year for prickly black currants and for blueberries, but this is a poor berry year, so there's only odd berry here and there. But during a good year, this would be a good trail to get prickly black currants and blueberries. And then you would really have to watch for the bears, though. Yeah. I don't see no bear scant or nothing, and because the berry crop is so poor, I don't think bears are attracted to this trail because there are no berries. At least right now, presently. A good berry year, you'd have to be worried. Yeah. It's more like the perspective we're getting. And we're right beside an avalanche chute. This morning I'm going to check my blood glucose again, because yesterday I had a pretty amazing reading. It was initially 2.6 millimolars per liter, which is about just under 47 milligrams per deciliter for Americans. And so what I'm doing, like yesterday, we went for a hike, and the hike involved about 1,900 feet of elevation gain, which is about 580 meters over, it was about 14 kilometers, which is about 8.5 miles. And then had supper, and then after supper went for a 10.5 kilometer walk with 1,400 feet of elevation gain, which is about 430 meters of elevation gain, and that's like 6.5 miles. And so that's what's given me the blood glucose reading. It's exercise and diet. I'm having kind of like a keto diet, which is low carbs, moderate protein, having about 100 grams of protein a day, or maybe a little bit more because I'm doing a lot of exercise, and then a lot of good fats. And I'm getting amazing blood glucose readings. And with some people, maybe these blood glucose readings would be a medical emergency. But I feel perfectly fine. I feel perfectly healthy. I have a lot of energy. Feel nothing wrong with me. I feel totally normal, totally fine. And so it's not a medical emergency. I'm not about to go into a diabetic coma, and the nurses would be freaking out if they seen these blood glucose readings. Now, I haven't taken my blood glucose reading yet this morning, so I do not know myself what it will be. So now I'll go about taking my blood glucose reading. This is a little bit awkward sometimes, these new meters.
Oh, this morning it's 3.2.
Okay, let me focus in on that. Okay, I think I can, yeah, 3.2. And that is millimolars per liter.
I'll do the conversion. This morning the blood glucose is higher than it was yesterday.
Yesterday it was incredibly low.
Yes. But this is 57.6 milligrams per deciliter.
50, what was it, 57?
Yeah, 57.6 milligrams per deciliter.
57.6 milligrams per deciliter, which is the US system.
Yeah, which is still pretty low. But yesterday was incredibly low. Okay, I'll do my ketone. This is Freestyle Precision Neo. That takes the ketone levels. And these ketone strips are quite expensive. They're like more than $2 a strip. I'm gonna poke my finger. Oops, I had an error. It's too cold. The meter's too cold, unfortunately.
Okay, so should I turn the camera off and warm it up and then continue?
Yes.
Okay, I'm turning the camera off. This is our beautiful setting we have here. We're out in the back roads in a very beautiful setting. We're having breakfast. I'm turning the camera off now until the meter warms up, and then the ketone levels will be taken. Okay, I just turned the camera back on. My brother is taking his ketone levels.
Okay, it's not that super high. It's only 1.7
1.7
millimolars per liter ketone level.
Okay, which isn't phenomenally high, but it still indicates some ketosis is occurring.
Yeah, it's probably because I just got up and I'm not doing a lot of activity, so I probably don't need too many ketones for energy.
Okay, so I'm turning the camera off.